Hello, welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. Happy Thursday to you. Hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me. Get ready for another daily price action analysis. If you enjoy, please like and subscribe. And if you don't, then I do them every day, so don't bother coming back tomorrow. All right, so anyway, I hope you've all had a nice Thursday. It's been beautiful weather here in Wales. So, this is the daily chart. I'm just going to jump straight in with the daily chart. As you can see, the momentum is still to the downside, but it does remain with an upside curvature and will do as long as Bitcoin is basically above 56.7. Now, I would still say with considerable reservation that at the moment, even though this has had opportunity to become a significant low like this, it has not indeed fulfilled its, it hasn't fulfilled that opportunity, and I might be able to give some insight into what's more or less likely to happen probably tomorrow and then maybe over the weekend. So I think you'll probably recall quite a few videos ago, I was sort of referring to when price action hangs around for a period of time, either at a sort of support resistance level or indeed within a trend without a significant bounce, then it's more likely to continue in that direction. And that, to me, on this daily time frame is what is going on. And indeed, it will be a week tomorrow of basically sideways price action, so on opens and closures. So Bitcoin needs to bounce significantly sooner rather than later. Otherwise, it's probably just going to be continuation to the downside. And the next target, which I've referred to a few times, is around 50,000. But you can see, so I'm just giving the sort of pessimistic view for a moment. So if you do a Fibonacci retracement from the top to the bottom of that move, having tapped the 50%, which was the 53, next move down would take you, from a Fibonacci point of view, around about 49.5. Well, what's close to that is a round number, 50,000, right? So that's not the case yet, but as I say, the longer Bitcoin hangs around here without more of a significant bounce, then in my opinion, the more likely that is to happen. The 4 hour paints a similar picture. Yesterday was looking rather more positive. The momentum is still to the upside, but you can see it's very close to the zero line, and the closure below, according to this figure here, would be at 56,000, so not a million miles away, and it's also around this kind of support resistance area. This also is starting to look a bit like a double top on the 4 hour. Double tops, ignore a double top to your peril, because a double top is a failed higher high, and not quite there yet, but you can see on this 4 hour time frame, when it turned back down, what didn't happen was price action above this previous high, and so at the moment this is a failed higher high, but that will only become, that's what double top is. I'm repeating myself, but just to get the message through. But that will only really become, I'll only be secure in that knowledge when Bitcoin gets at least below 55,000 on a daily time frame. But the earliest signal will be a closure below 57,000 on a 4 hour. That will be a bit more of an early signal, but the much more obvious one would be daily closure below 55,000, in my humble opinion. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so on this last move, I'm going a bit Fibonacci mad these days. On this last move down, from this top to this bottom, you can see that Bitcoin did indeed get up to the 618. Yeah, that's correct, 618. I thought I put it on the wrong way around then. So it retraced 61.8% of that 100% move down, but that's where the double top has occurred, and it's now back down towards the 382, which is why I'm suggesting that a few 4-hour closures below this 382, it's more likely then to come back down to these sorts of areas. And the flip side of that, the more positive side, would be some 4-hour and daily closures back above these two highs, which are coming in at 59.5. Then you would expect a move, but not necessarily straight back up to here, but potentially back up to sort of 61.5, 62, and then get a few daily closures back above 60,000. That takes it back into the range of doom in a bit more of a secure manner, and then carry on from there, I imagine. So, yeah, interesting times as always with the mighty gold coin. And you can effectively, or I can effectively, mark out a handy range above that the top blue line would look good for probably a move up to somewhere around 62, and below that blue line, then potentially a move back down towards here initially. I would suggest, so maybe 55,000, and daily closures either above or below that would be the ones you'd be looking for, or the ones I'd be looking for. But having said all that, my bias is still more to the downside than it is the up, despite this being a reasonable bounce. And Bitcoin's got to do quite a few things to prove me wrong first. As you can see, this is still a sequence of lower highs and lower lows, and the daily has clearly got a high, a lower high, a low, and a lower low. So it's downtrend on the time frames that I've discussed today. Let's hope Bitcoin can do something about it. Alright guys, there you go. Sort of snappy-ish video today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And indeed, if you have, please like and subscribe. And join me tomorrow for CME's closure on Friday. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Goodbye.